Near a busy shopping mall in El Paso, Texas.
More mass shootings so far this year than days.
Deadliest shooting in U.S. history.
At least 18 people.
14 students.
10 people shot dead.
15 people are believed to have died.
At least 14 dead.
33 dead, 29 wounded.
At least 17 people have been killed. 80 people were killed or wounded in 2 evil attacks.
And haunt our minds because suddenly anywhere, like a grocery store or a movie theater or a church or a synagogue or a parking lot or a Sweet 16 party or a mall or a school, can become the epicenter of unspeakable. Who would do such a thing? What drives a person to decide to kill a lot of people? We're going to dive into the mind of a mass shooter to see what inspires these terrible actions. 97% of all mass shooters are men. The average age of a mass shooter is between about 32 and 34. Shooters at schools or college campuses are typically younger, in their 20s, while shooters at places of worship or workplaces tend to be older, like in their 40s. 53% of all mass shooters are white, 20% are black, 8% are Latinx, 6% are Asian, 4% are Middle Eastern, and 2% are Native American. Those demographics shift depending on the location. Shooters at K through 12 schools or places of worship or stores or restaurants, while shooters on college campuses are more likely to be Asian. 80% of mass shooters experience an identifiable personal crisis prior to the shooting. Most often that's linked to severe and acute life stressors, and they tend to exhibit multiple signs or certain behavioral changes, including increased agitation, abusive behavior, and isolation. 70% of mass shooters are known to be suicidal and view their mass shooting as a final act or blaze of glory that's intended to end in their death. Hasn't come up yet? Mental illness.
Horrifying mass shootings that have been linked to mental illness.
The truth is that you can be completely sane and still engage in gruesomely violent acts. Command hallucinations or delusions of grandeur or antisocial tendencies might contribute to violent behavior, but it's just as likely that this increase in violence and of the person's symptoms are caused by external life factors that are also known to increase the potential for committing violent acts, which also happen to affect people with serious mental illnesses at much higher rates. These include things like not having a job or a home or stable income, being alienated or isolated from loved ones or the community, having an addiction, or being the victim of violence. Regardless, one study found that symptoms of psychosis, which include delusions, hallucinations, and cognitive symptoms like being confused, disturbed, or having disrupted thought patterns, were more common among mass shooters than the general population, and likely played a major role in about 10.5% of mass shootings. But I will concede that there are some outliers where mental illness plays a role in influencing a person's actions. Some. But this conclusion leads us to an uncomfortable truth, which is that all but a few mass shootings were not the consequence of mental illness. So, why would a sane person commit such an act?